Hello and welcome to Charter Local Edition Northwest. I'm Dana Cowley and my guest now is Oregon State Representative Ken Helm from Washington District 34 in the county. Thank you for joining us.
It's nice to be here.
Tell us about what you're working on coming up for transportation.
One of the big focuses for this upcoming legislative session will be transportation. And my district has a lot of transportation needs. As most of my constituents know, Nike is in the very center of our district. And so the good news about Nike is they're employing several thousand more people than they did just a few years ago, and they're expanding their campus significantly.
It's so beautiful.
It is, and they are doing a fantastic job with it. But along with all that success comes additional vehicles bringing people back and forth to work. And so the Nike employees come from all over the region, and that places additional stress on our local roads. So not only do we need to find help for them in the major congestion points on Highway 26 and I-405 and 84 as they come into our area from other parts of the region, but also our local streets, one of which goes right by my house. So those improvements are on the way.
That's straight to the heart.
Yes, yes, very much so. But we need to make sure that we have adequate funding passing both through the state facilities and the county facilities so that those road improvements can continue to be made and get people safely and efficiently to work.
What do you think can be really accomplished this session to really get some of those things going?
Well, one of the things that we have to be sure to do is to come to a consensus about what we need for transportation investment throughout the state this session. It is a big job. There are multiple different factors that go into how and where we want to put our money. From my personal point of view, I want a transportation package that is comprehensive, that's thorough, and that is big enough to set Oregon on a path to good, adequate transportation facilities off many years into the future, not just for the next couple years. And that means we're going to have the courage to bite off a big chunk and go ahead and agree to tax ourselves a little bit more per gallon than we have in the past.
I think that's a problem that most states have seen overall. They're looking on a 1 to 2 year funding plan, maybe 4. And when it comes to really planning for growth for transportation, those things can't be paid for in 1 or 2 years.
Correct.
So,
long-term planning. Built. Correct. And long-term planning is the key here. We have different funding mechanisms that are almost coming online, such as the vehicle miles traveled type of model, which might have a place in the new transportation package. And as those new funding and revenue streams come online, we need to be ready to accommodate them and make sure that they are a 10 or 15 year view and not just a few years ahead view.
And also in the upcoming session, you're thinking about working on some environmental and energy friendly activities as well.
Correct. One of the legislature's big wins, I thought, in the 2016 session is that we passed what was called the Coal to Clean bill. And that was an agreement to make sure that we increased our renewable energy percentage of our overall mix in the state to 50% renewable energy sources by 2040. And when you think about it, half of our energy needs are already met by the Bonneville Power Administration system, which is hydro.
Yes.
That's already clean. So if we're successful in doing another 50% by 2040 in different sorts of clean energy, such as wind power, solar, and other sorts of renewable sources of energy, we're going to be near 100%. And that is what the population of Oregon wants. They've said so over and over. And it also represents a huge business opportunity for the state as well as we bring on alternative fuels, more wind power, more solar power, more hydropower where it's appropriate, and some geothermal power in the southern part of the state. So one of the things we can do next is find ways to incent local businesses to take advantage of the opportunity to provide that renewable power.
Well, thank you so much for being here. We appreciate what you're doing for the constituents, and we appreciate you joining us here on Charter Local Edition Northwest.
It's my pleasure. Thank you.
This is Ken Helm. I'm Dana Cowley, and thanks for watching.